Man, sometimes people engage in activity that's so incomprehensible and disturbing, it demands that a person learn more about and defend the fundamental things, truth, fairness, and the Christian virtues that all depend on free will. And this is one of those increasingly important moments to learn and find kindred spirits. I'll tell you all about it. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. And this news comes to us thanks to the diligent work of Libs of TikTok, which on February 4th tweeted video of masked kindergartners, whom, by the way, even the CDC says are at near zero chance of getting badly ill from or spreading COVID-19. These kids were marching down a corridor at the DC area Lowell School, holding signs with Black Lives Matter slogans on them, which they were reportedly instructed to make in class, and chanting Black Lives Matter. Evidently, the folks running the school are proud of doing this to the kids, and they wanted to share it with others. The school even posted video and photos of the event on their Instagram, though the videos appear to have been removed and the comments section of the account disabled. The video, which was widely shared across Twitter, has also been removed from Facebook. Now, it's video that some adults might actually view as fine if this were about the simple basic concept of treating everyone with respect. But the Black Lives Matter movement is not about that. The Black Lives Matter organization was started by avowed Marxists. Co-founder and now the owner of multiple expensive homes because, of course, just like the 19th century hypocrite himself, Karl Marx, she really adheres to Marx's no private property idea that he wanted to foist on others, even as he wanted to make sure he got his inheritance from his dad. Yes, that woman would be Patrisse Cullors, and she's admitted that she and Black Lives Matter's Alicia Garza are, as she says, trained Marxists.
The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
And this isn't about all people. This specifies a certain group of people, insinuating to the students that those people are not being treated fairly. Now, perhaps that's possible, but the nuances of crime, the possibility that some statutes unduly burden some people over others, the generations-old poison of welfarism, the dynamics of political glad handling for government handouts as ways to absolve racist sins, so-called, and myriad other factors aren't gonna be on the schedule between the kids' finger painting sessions and snack time during the day. It's simply belief straining to think that any child this age could comprehend the arguments woven into so many of the issues about which BLM purports to care. And that's the point. The teachers likely aren't even aware of these nuances either. The point is indoctrination. This is a systematic attempt to get kids hugging BLM, never knowing that the riotous violence perpetrated by many of its members and supporters is so close to where the kids might live. Never aware of the collectivist nature of the group, it sets up the kids to be both promoters of the organization and tools to facilitate its bogus "aren't we so caring" facade. It also gets children to embrace the group as likable before they can learn what it's really all about. It presupposes the correctness of the Black Lives Matter propaganda on things like so-called reparations, which are impossible and are just new forms of wealth redistribution, and new ways, of course, to split people into different oppositional groups to fight over who's going to get the money, and of course, the rightness of BLM protests that repeatedly were violent and destructive.
This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
Now, we have to note here that this is a private school, so at least government cash isn't being spent on it. But as is important in the moral world of free markets, it's essential for people to sound off about bad products and services. And Lowell School certainly seems to deserve some opprobrium, which isn't surprising given the fact that as one of its contractors, the Design Channel posted online, Lowell Private School was started in 1965 as a progressive institution. That was 57 years ago. And if one makes another 57-year leap back in time, one can see that the great sweep of history isn't as vast and impossible to grasp as might be assumed. 5 decades prior to the founding of this school, the Fabians and progressives of the U.S. really geared up their push to indoctrinate kids into the world of collective identity, all pointing towards expanding the state and negating the individual. Their work has been generational, and now teachers who were taught by teachers who were taught by teachers, most of whom pushing collectivism and group negation of the individual, are now teaching the next generation. This is a Fabian tactic. It's a Fabian strategy. Indeed, as Dr. Samuel Blumenfeld pointed out in his 2009 book, Revolution via Education, and in the original article upon which the book is based, which is available online, Blumenfeld's analysis of Fabian society and progressivist influence in schools led him to discover, quote, the society had been named after the Roman general and dictator Quintus Fabius Maximus, who became known as the delayer because of his delaying tactics used against Hannibal in the Second Punic War during the 3rd century BC. By avoiding all-out battles at a time when Rome was weak, Fabius won time to build up Rome's military strength. When Rome was finally ready, Hannibal was decisively vanquished and Carthage destroyed. And so the Fabians stressed the value of delayed action. Fabian tract number 1 put it in these words: for the right moment, you must wait, as Fabius did most patiently when warring against Hannibal, though many censured his delays. But when the time comes, you must strike hard, as Fabius did, or your waiting will be in vain and fruitless, end quote. Have no doubt, be it in public schools or private, liberty-loving people must beware and be vigilant. And I think it's important to tell others about destructive policies, be they in private or public schools. Of course, we want to denote the difference between private and public and show that you can remove your money from private schools and tell people about these things, and nobody's forced to join them. But I think it's very important to understand the mindsets that are being spread. This is particularly important when it comes to the freedom of children not to be used as pawns and indoctrinated into a collectivist system, to become agents of collectivist activism. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you in YouTube in the comments section. We'll see you on Twitter. We'll see you at Rumble. Yes, indeed. No censoring there. Very happy about that. We'll see you in Facebook. Still going strong there. Thank you so much for the interaction as well. And we'll see you on TikTok and Instagram, which are doing fantastically. If you haven't signed up for us with us at Instagram and TikTok, please do. And please visit the MRC Store to help us out there. It's always great to find kindred spirits. And I'll see you on Twitter. I'm at Gard Goldsmith, and on Gab, I am at Gardner Goldsmith. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.